Hi, everybody. We're just gonna wait until 11:55 to get started today. So you've got 10 minutes. We will get started pretty soon, everybody. We'll just give a few more minutes for people to get on. Well, it's 11:50, which is our, oh, one more minute, our start time. Hi, everybody. We're gonna do a land acknowledgement first, and then we'll go to our introductions. So our land acknowledgement is, and I'll actually really quick, let me put the agenda link in the chat so everyone can follow along. And I'm gonna be facilitating today in place of Sydney and Lisa, who are both away for different reasons. I think doctor's appointments and things like that. So I'm going to be the one doing this. So our land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Chumash people and pay our respects to elders both past and present. We honor the traditional territory as well as the story and contributions of the Chumash people to the land upon which we gather and create. So we'll start with introductions. We have a special guest here today, our new supervisor, Caps, who's with us. We do have you on the agenda right after introductions. So maybe we'll have you say hi now, introduce, and we'll come back to your update.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. It's great to be here.
And then let's go on and everyone can just take on calling the next person. So I'll just call Talisa first and then we'll go through the list.
That's me. Hi, everybody. Lisa Oglesby, President, Isla Vista Food Cooperative Board of Directors. No specific updates today, just wishing everybody a great December. Nice to see everybody.
Thank you, Lisa.
I'm supposed to call someone. Let me pull up the list.
Okay.
Anbo.
Sorry, are we just doing introductions? Hi, I'm Anbo from the Santa Barbara Student Housing Co-op. I'll popcorn it to Jackie.
Hi, everybody. Jackie Curta, UCSB Student Health Director of the Alcohol and Drug Counseling Education Prevention Recovery Program. And I will popcorn to Spencer.
Hi, everyone. Great to see you all. Happy December. My name is Spencer. I'm the president of the Isla Vista Community Services District Board. And I have time later on the agenda, so I will popcorn to Kim.
Hi, everyone. Kim Equinoa, she, her, and I'm from UCSB Dean of Students Office. And I will popcorn over to Courtney.
Am I unmuted? Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. This is my first meeting with you all. I am Courtney Fraser from the Pharmacy Isla Vista. We are the brand new dispensary and we just opened this week. And I'm very happy to be here. I think I know some of you, but I'm very happy to meet the rest of you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Call on someone quick?
Oh, sorry. I think the person I was going to call got called. Let's see. Next on the list, this is IVRPD.
Yes.
There you go. Hi, everybody. Kimberly Kiefer here, General Manager for the Isla Vista Recreation Park District.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Lake. I usually hear one of the recreation coordinator here at IVRPD.
Hi, I'm Luis Valerio. I'm the Assistant General Manager with the Isla Vista Recreation Park District. And we'll popcorn over to Omari.
Hello, everyone. Omari Pryor with the UCSB's Alcohol and Drug Program. I'm the Prevention and Communication Manager. And I will popcorn over to Sadie.
Hello, I'm Sadie McDade. I'm the Marketing Manager at the Isla Vista Food Co-op. This is my second meeting, so I'm still a little bit new, but I'm excited to be here. I have a little announcement. It may be more of a conversation later if we have time. But from December 14th through January 3rd, so starting next Wednesday, we are having a huge NCG buy one, get one free promotion for like 3 weeks on all of our field day products, which are like in-house brand of products at the co-op. We are really trying to spread the word because it is on paper goods, it's on canned goods, it's on like so many different great grocery and household items. And we are trying really hard to focus on getting this message out to Isla Vista because it's such a good opportunity, like buy one, get one free on canned beans and on rice and on so many good staples, especially during the holidays when your budget may be a little tighter. So I can put my email in the chat, but if anyone would like to hand out we have like some little flyers, a little brochure kind of thing, or if anyone would like to kind of put Ambo, we can definitely come up with a little flyer for you guys to share with your communities. But it's also a great time for people who maybe want to drive to the co-op, and usually we don't have as much street parking, but while the students are gone, there's a lot more available parking at the store and in the street. But yeah, please, I will send out some emails, and if you're interested in kind of helping us spread the word, we'd really appreciate it because I think it's going to be a really good promotion. So yeah, it's nice to meet you all. I'll pass it over to my colleague Ileana. I know she's feeling a little under the weather, so she might just hop on real quick, but nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Sadie. Yeah, unfortunately, that cold has been going around with many of our other coworkers and stuff too. So I think it was finally my turn. But I'm Ileana Castro. I'm the outreach manager for the Isla Vista Food Co-op. Thanks everyone for having us here. This is also my second meeting. And yeah, if you ever want to look into creating a partnership, we're always looking for new people to work with, whether it just be tabling on our patio or collaborating on a cool event or workshop. Please let us know. Thank you. Oh, and I'll popcorn it over to, I believe Daniela Aguirre hasn't gone on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Daniela Aguirre. I'm here with Supervisor Laura Capps.
I think that's everybody. Thank you all for the introductions, and we'll move on to the next part of our agenda, which is the second district supervisor's office update and introduction.
Awesome. Well, everyone, it's nice to meet you, and I look forward to working with the folks, all of you, but especially the folks I haven't met yet. So I'm Laura Capps, and literally just got sworn in, kind of a surprise, 2 days ago. My term officially starts in January, but as you all know, our former supervisor Hart was elected to the assembly, which meant that this seat was vacant for a few weeks. And so Governor Newsom appointed me, which meant that we didn't skip a beat. Literally, his last day was Friday, and I was in here on Monday, appointed that evening, and then was able to start my meeting. And I think that just is indicative of how ready I am to jump in and get going on this job. And one of the reasons I ran for this position was because it encompasses Isla Vista and the campus. UCSB is so near and dear to my heart. The reason why I'm a Santa Barbaran is because of UCSB. My dad was hired, the second hire in the religious studies department way back in the 60s. And my parents came out here and sort of grew up on the campus, hanging out at the Arbor, and just have, again, such an affinity, and not just in a nostalgic way, but in a way that I understand there's a ton of issues that have not been fully addressed in Isla Vista and on the campus. And I want to be the strongest advocate that I can for you all and for the work that is happening. Especially, I know that this group is really informative when it comes to housing and to rooftop and balcony safety and conversations about cliffs and safety. And just, if I can convey one thing, is to count on me as a partner on my team, and Danielle and Chris Henson and Jordan Killebrew, who will be starting in January. I hope that some of you already know Jordan, but we're heading out to Isla Vista shortly. Actually need to leave this meeting a little early to get out there. And I plan to be on campus and in Isla Vista as much as possible. I know, in addition to what I mentioned, just to give a quick update on the housing element, obviously when have been out on campus meeting with students, and of course, just reading the headlines, housing is the top issue. The campus needs to do a lot more. As you well know, the county has a lawsuit, and the housing element was just put out, some maps were put out by the county. So I'd be happy to answer any questions about that. Really, it's with the planning department at this stage, but I encourage you to take a look. And county planning and development has been working for the last few months to try to identify good sites where thousands of new developments will be coming in to the South County here. But if anyone has ideas about places that would be good, I know the IV is already very dense, but if you do have ideas about where housing would make sense, this is the opportunity. And please use me and my office as a way to convey those ideas. So I'm going to have regular office hours once I get going in January out in Isla Vista, working with you. And I just want to be, again, as responsive and an advocate as much as I can. Please don't be shy, and I'll participate in these meetings as much as I can personally, and know that my team will be also representing. So I think that's my update from now, and I look forward to the conversation.
Great. Looks like we have a question from Anbo.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you finalized your office hours. The Santa Barbara Student Housing Co-op, we've been working to regain our property tax exemption from the county. We had lost that a few years back, and we're in that time right now where we are trying to finalize our fiscal year budget for our tenants. We provide low rent housing for students, and regaining that property tax exemption is going to be really helpful for us in order to ensure that we can continue our mission of providing low rent housing for students. And so We're really hoping to have your support in this. If there's any way that you could facilitate a connection with the county and helping us regain that exemption. We've just been kind of in a waiting game for almost about a year now as they've been processing our refiling of it. And so
Sure. Well, yeah, I'd be happy to try to facilitate a connection back with that. So let's just follow up immediately after this, either by email, or if you want to talk by phone, we can just figure out how I can be of help there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, can you put your email in the chat, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
I need to make sure I know my email, but I will do that.
I appreciate it.
I'm just kidding. I'm literally, I'm in that IT stage when you have a new job. But
totally get how that goes. Yeah.
Happy to do that. Thanks for bringing that up. I think Jay has a question.
Yeah, and I'm very sorry asking this question, by the way. I started going into it because I didn't actually hear most of what you just were talking about.
Okay.
But I don't think it's something you would have directly covered. So the housing element update that the county is apparently missing the deadline on February. A thing that I haven't understood, and I've gone conflicting sources about it, is whether a property developer who wants to use the community remediation or whatever process, the process that allows them to bypass the potential local checks that would occur because of the lack of a housing element update. Does that allow them to bypass zoning update, like zoning? Like is that something that allows them to put housing where housing would normally not be allowed to go at all? Or is that something that only allows them to bypass relatively minor local checks at planning commission or building the people who look at building facades? I've forgotten their name.
Yeah, there's been a lot of it doesn't give them a free pass but I do need to I think we need more clarity about what that actually means if in fact the deadline isn't met. So I'm learning that in real time as you are through the media with the planning department, but it doesn't just I don't believe that it would bypass zoning, but let me clarify that. That's my awareness at this point. But I'll clarify that if I'm incorrect by the end of this meeting. How about that, Jay?
Thank you so very much.
Sure.
Anyone else who's got questions or comments for Supervisor Capps? All right. Well, then I'm sure we can come back if there's other questions. And next up is Ivcn update. So Kimberly, Luis, Sophia, take it away.
Yeah, this is Luis again with Isla Vista Rec and Park. Just a quick announcement of our board meeting. Our board meeting tonight at 5:30 p.m. You can join us via Zoom. You can go on ivparks.org to find the link to the Zoom meeting, or you're welcome to join us in person as well at the St. George Youth Center at Estero Park. Just a couple updates park-wise. We have submitted our development plan for Pardal Gardens, for our Pardal Gardens renovation project. So that has been submitted to the county. We had our first county hearing late last month, and now we're kind of on track to kind of begin groundbreaking in summer 2023. Our children's park will be hosting a community meeting in January 18th. So that will be hosted in person, and we'll have more details as far as the time, but January 18th will be the day. We'll be hosting our second public meeting. In November, we hosted a demonstration garden meeting to talk about the garden for Children's Park, and then this will be more of an actual general overview of some schematic designs that Pacific Coast Land Design, which is our landscape architect firm that we're working with on this project, has been developing over the last couple months. So we're excited to share those designs with the community and get public feedback as we move on to this next phase of design and development before we submit an amendment to our development plan for Children's Park. And then also we have a few events, which I will let Sophia chime in on.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Okay, so we are excited to announce that we will be hosting our third annual Lights Loving Community event. It's a holiday lighting event. We host in collaboration with the St. George Youth Center in the Estero Park / St. George Youth Center area. It's going to be next Friday, December 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. Rain or shine, we're going to have a lot of very fun activities. We're going to have live music from Las Olas Mariachi. So we hope to see you there. I also just want to say a huge thank you to the Ivy Food Co-op, specifically Sadie and Ileana, for all the help that y'all have been offering for this event. We're doing a fun gingerbread house decoration competition, and the food co-op stepped in to help donate some of those supplies. So thank you. And then looking to the future in the new year, January 28th, we will be hosting a Lunar New Year celebration in collaboration with the Asian Resource Center on campus in Little Acorn Park. So January 28th, save that date, 4 to 7 p.m. It'll be a lot of fun. More details next meeting. Thank you.
Great. And then I just wanted to end up and just say again, welcome to Supervisor Capps. Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to get to know you and really excited to work with you on projects. Thank you everybody for all your participation and support during our fabulous Halloween event. We had so much fun. I think we were joking we have a Halloween hangover, but we're really getting excited for the new year and looking forward to other fun things in the works. And just thanks again for all the support and looking forward to working with you. And hopefully we can have this meeting again in person. Thank you.
Thank you all. Any questions for IVRPD? Okay. And we'll move on to IVCSD update with Spencer.
All right. Hi, everyone. Great to see you all. I'm going to be giving a report for me and also sharing some updates from Sydney today. And the first thing I really want to share is that looking back on the year 2022, we're really proud of what's happening in the community center. So I want to give a huge shout out to our staff, Maya and others, the whole team of the community spaces team. They've hosted over 680 events in the community center and community room this year. And so we're just really excited about that. As always, a plug to reserve that space. It's free for Isla Vista serving community members and community organizations. So some upcoming things, we're going to be hosting a Winter Wonderland event on Saturday, December 17th, and that's going to be from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Folks are invited to come and look at lights, decor, enjoy some free hot cocoa. We'll also have crafts and other fun activities. And as an aside to that, we're actually looking for volunteers to help with that event as well. So if you are interested, you can reach out to Maya for that. We are looking forward already to the spring quarter and Deltopia weekend, and we're beginning to plan and collaborate for what right now is being called Spring Festival, so more to come on that in the future. The Isla Vista Beautiful team has been really busy. They've removed all the graffiti from utility boxes and murals in Isla Vista, which is a huge accomplishment. So things are looking good. They're reaching out right now to local businesses to see how they can best be supported. So if you're interested in giving feedback or having work done with them, reach out to Jenna, who's the Isla Vista Beautiful manager. There's also going to be an update just on that program's impact at our board meeting this coming Tuesday. So we're excited about that. And just as a reminder for everyone, you can help the Ivy Beautiful team be more effective by downloading the See Click Fix app. This is an app where you can take pictures of everything from graffiti to trash and illegal dumping, broken street lights or sidewalks, and you can submit that to our team, which will then either go and take care of it or get it to the right person so that they can take care of it. So I'll put the link in the chat for downloading that. Other news, this is tangentially related to us that really I want to give a huge shout out to the county and their active transportation staff. They recently won an $8.9 million grant from the state specifically for Isla Vista bike and pedestrian improvements. So if you're interested in learning more about that, that's going to be something on our board agenda coming up at this next Tuesday's meeting. A lot of what made that possible too was the work that our staff is doing to help gather feedback and data through the STEP process about what transportation needs are in Isla Vista. And so that's such a great collaboration that happened, and really excited because $8.9 million, that's a lot of money, and that's going to be for a lot of amazing improvements. And really the last thing I'll share is that yesterday the election results were certified, and so that means we're at the time of the year where we say goodbye to old board members and hello to new colleagues. And so at this meeting on Tuesday, we're going to be honoring the service of Director Ethan Bertrand and Director Catherine Flaherty. We're sad to lose both of them. They are both continuing their public service. Director Bertrand is now Isla Vista's representative on the Goleta Union School Board, and Director Flaherty will be moving to Washington, D.C. to work in public policy. So we're really excited for them. You can come and join the meeting on Zoom or in person to help honor them. We'll have resolutions for them. And additionally, we're going to be swearing in newly elected and re-elected board members, Olivia Craig, Jay Freeman, and myself. So you're welcome to join that meeting at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. So that is my report, and happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Spencer?
Well, seeing none, I'll also just say I'm really excited to be working with incoming supervisor, well, not incoming now, here, Supervisor Laura Capps' office. And we're really blessed to have someone with that deep connection to our community in your role. So looking forward to working together.
Right. Yes. I feel the same way. It's going to be a great next 4 years with our new supervisor and with our new district as well. Next up is associated students. I don't know if anyone from AS is here today. I don't think so. It's finals week. We give them a pass. And I don't think we also have anybody from law enforcement here today. So we'll skip those two agenda items. And then we had one last solid topic on our agenda, which is the roof, balcony, and bluff safety. So I know we might have an update from our supervisor's office on some of this, but we also just wanted to update everybody that last week there was a meeting with Ivcn, property owners, fire department, law enforcement, county, and others. Forgive me if I missed anybody, and UCSB representation. And so there was a lot of discussion about what could be done and what would be good to see. And what my summary of the meeting is, there's maybe 3 different things. So there needs to be more education and just communication with residents who live on Del Playa about being responsible hosts when they do have a large party, and behaving responsibly when they're there themselves. Adding more signage both at the bottom of the cliffs and at the top where the private residences are. And then there was discussion about what could be done to raise fence heights. And that's a pretty complicated process that I know this is being looked at by the county, and will end up needing to go through the Coastal Commission at the end of the day. So I'll let Supervisor Capps speak on that if there's any more updates on that front. But I know we have a question from Jackie, so I'll go to you first, Jackie, if you have a clarifying question.
Thanks. Just a thought, and perhaps Jonathan, you might be, Spencer, you as well might remember this. Maybe Kim remembers that. I'm going back some years. The county behavioral wellness, or whatever it was called at the time, some years ago, had a social host training program that they offered online that students were able to take and receive a certificate, and then property owners or landlords gave them some kind of an incentive, whether it was a discount on their rent or something having to do with their security deposit. But there was an incentive for tenants to take the program and learn about many of the things, Jonathan, you're just talking about, how to be a safe party host, also involved how to be a safe party goer. And the county stopped the program. There were a number of reasons why, as I understand. But I just had a conversation with Jennifer Burcham about trying to bring this up at the property managers meeting in January as a possible opportunity again for students to be incentivized to get this information in an organized way. And I wondered if either the county or IVCSD had any interest in in endorsing this kind of thing and how we might encourage the property owners and landlords to buy into something like this. I think it's a way of updating our current population about the ways to be safe and all of that. So it just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I actually don't remember that program off the top of my head, but it does sound like a great one of a way to get people empowered. And it sounds similar to what Deputy Schroeder's doing with the restorative justice program, where if you do get the minor in possession or
Right.
something like that, you go into a training afterwards and
Right.
you're taught a lot of the same things. So that's
Right.
an opportunity.
Well, there are some free trainings available, and what prompted me to remember that this existed was a communication from the International Town Gown Association. I don't know how many of you on the call are familiar with that association, but they do provide a lot of good resources. And recently they sent an email with some free trainings speaking to the issue of safe party hosting, etc. So the training exists. It would be trying to get some buy-in from the property managers. And to your point, Jonathan, I agree that Justin Schroeder is implementing that, but again, that's for people after they get caught. I'm hoping to kind of do the prevention thing and get to them before the problems, before those things occur. So it's just a thought.
Thank you.
Jackie, sorry, Jonathan, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go to the supervisor if there's anything you want to bring in on this.
I just want to make sure I'm clear on thank you for raising this on the question is what the county could do with the property owners to encourage.
Yes, I mean, I know this is not a new question posed to anybody connected with, with your office.
Sure.
How can we, and to many people on this call, like how can we, encourage property owners to kind of step into the prevention efforts that we've always been trying to implement in Isla Vista. So I don't know. I will obviously keep all of you informed, and I think, I don't know, Jonathan or Spencer, maybe, or Kim, maybe one of you goes to the property managers meetings that Jen Burcham. So you will hear about the discussion and so on. But it's always helpful if the county puts in their endorsement or encouragement to get the property owners to kind of step up and take a little bit more, some more than others take responsibility, but on the whole, it's always been challenging to get them to agree to these kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an opportunity, if you see a specific opportunity for me to do that, I'd certainly would welcome that opportunity.
Great, thanks.
Sure.
Thank you for bringing that up, Jackie. It's an interesting angle on how to do the education, and it may not be one that we've considered before. I'll talk a little bit about some of the conversations that we had, specifically with a number of the student representatives who were on the call, who really emphasized that when they have learned as student leaders just how dangerous the situation is with the bluff and just how many people have been seriously injured or passed away, it totally altered their opinion. And I think that it's something that, for a lot of us, year after year, we know this has been a challenge for a long time. But when you're new to the community or newer to the community, you may not understand that. So one of the things that we're thinking of doing with the education campaign and signage is to try and communicate that message kind of in a little bit more of a creative way, rather than just putting up a sign that says, hey, danger, cliff, stay away, to really try to give people the information and arm them with the facts about how dangerous it is and how many people have unfortunately passed away or been seriously injured.
Well, I will, and Kim may have wanted to update as well, that we do, for all incoming students, first years and transfers, we have incorporated cliff safety into our Gaucho FYI presentation, which all students are required to attend. It has been virtual. It's been, via telehealth or I shouldn't call it telehealth, it's my clinical head. It's been virtual for the last couple of years, but there is a piece in there about cliff safety. So we know that all students, they're paying attention, get that information. But I know there's another effort underway to try to strengthen that. And Kim, you might want to talk to that as well.
Well, the only other area I'd add to that is that we are currently putting together a list to produce small videos and kind of come up with a year-long campaign around many different topics, this being one of them, of doing a short video that's produced through a student council on campus, not associated students, but through the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs Office. And so this would be one of those additional topics that comes in. That curriculum is based on reinforcing topics that are brought up in Gaucho FYI. Since we know that students take that in right in the beginning of the year and will need some support in remembering that information as the year goes on, but cliff safety being one of those.
Also, we're the UCSB Alcohol and Drug Program is working with the St. George Youth Center to revise a brochure that we normally put out, but it's to make it more community, Isla Vista community based. And Cliff Safety is in one of those brochures that will be distributed throughout the community and on campus as well. And Cliff Safety is one of the points that we're going to cover to make everyone aware.
Just to chime in on that, I kind of cut myself short earlier on the introductions, but I really would love to incorporate the dispensary and pharmacy as a way to, get this information out to the community, because cannabis is seen in a light, that involves partying sometimes and involves these things. I think that this moment of re-education and using this space to distribute things like this, we would love to support you all.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. But yeah, so good to hear on the other efforts that are already going on for Cliff Safety, and we'd love to help on that video, Kim, if the one specifically on that, but others, we're here to help CSD. So anything else anybody wants to bring up on Cliff Safety?
Yeah, I do actually. And here in the county, the Planning Development is pushing it through the Coastal Commission, the fencing, getting fencing, but having a letter from CSD would be helpful to the county, to the board.
Yeah.
So
It's something
maybe that's in the works, if that's already in the works. What's that? What's that, Spencer?
I think it's a great idea. We can get it set up soon.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else anyone wants to bring up? It's, been a constant topic, unfortunately, but hopefully one we can start solving. Okay, great. Besides that, that's the last topic on the agenda. Does anybody have any last burning issues that they want to bring up?
I do. I realized I said it earlier that I cut myself short in my introductions and not really realizing that I was also making announcements. So outside of the pharmacy, our soft opening was yesterday. I really want to take this opportunity to invite all of you out to our grand opening, which is next Wednesday. I have an Eventbrite to send out to you all, but if there's ever a time that you'd like to stop by or schedule an opportunity to see the store or to be educated on what we're doing, my involvement in the community. My background is in working with youth and programming, and really working with underserviced communities. And I'm really happy to be able to re-educate and be a part of Ivcn this way. And so I know we're already, in the works with Parks and Rec. I've already worked with Maya over at the community room and you all helping to support our staff training. So any way that we can start to weave in this support, I would love to start just by educating you and really showing you why we're here and what that'll look like, not just for the community, but for the students and the future generations of the industry.
Thank you, Courtney. And was that something?
I'll drop my email in the chat.
Great, that'd be great. I know we were happy to host you at the community room, and I was wondering, based on your comments, did you want to have a spot on the agenda in January to speak more about your efforts? And
oh, please, I would love that.
I'll put that in the list. Okay, great. And there'll be more people in January. It's a busy / slow time of month for different people, so it's a slightly lower.
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning your guys' schedule and Ivy. But yeah, we're really able to connect with a lot of like locals right now because there is such a less in students. And so we have a huge diverse staff here who are super educated on product knowledge and health and wellness. And so that's really how we're working to re-educate the students and the community. And I think that, you know, that'll help to re-educate on some other things that you all were just talking about.
Again, yeah, you guys are just a different messenger, which is always great to have another another voice out there. Thank you. Jackie, you have a question?
Yeah, so hi, Courtney. I wanted to just to introduce, if you're not familiar with it, well, you probably are familiar with the St. George Youth Center. But if you need introduction to Raul or any of them, because I think that they could probably use some information from you about the pharmacy, how to the messaging to the youth in the community who will probably become very familiar with you soon, and the ways in which you enforce the legal age requirement, all of that stuff. I think Raul would really benefit from that, and messaging to parents as well, so that they understand, the way that you're handling it. And we, of course, at the Alcohol and Drug Program, would love to partner up with you as well. We are a very harm reduction oriented program. And so I think the more that we can partner, and Omari would be the one to reach out to you, the more we can reinforce the messaging that you're putting out there, and you can help reinforce ours. So that would be great.
I would absolutely love that introduction. My background before coming into cannabis full time is in that advocacy side, and really working in development and fundraising. And so that's also a huge part of what I'll be doing here, is being able to appoint a certain amount of funds to help support different nonprofits, but also talking about cannabis in a way that is palatable, not just for the customer, but for parents.
Yeah.
And really seeing what that looks like for the future of the cannabis community in regards to decriminalization and education.
Great. Yeah, there's an Isla Vista coalition called the Isla Vista 805 Healthy Communities Coalition, which is organized under a drug-free communities grant, a federal grant that we're in the middle of. And so when you perhaps when you meet up with Raul, he can add you to the meeting list, because I think that would be you're a great partner for the coalition, which is focused on alcohol and marijuana, soon to be retermed cannabis on the grant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate all of that information, Jackie, and just thank you for welcoming me and the store, everyone. I know this is a different touchy subject, especially right now, and just knowing the power behind IV and the work that you guys have just done, and really getting the work through and push that the community deserves. You guys inspire me, so I really appreciate you for having me here.
Thank you, Courtney. And then we're going next to Lisa.
Hi. So I just had a quick question, actually, kind of for you, Jonathan. Pre-pandemic, we had what was really loosely called like the Isla Vista Business Association. And I don't know if there's anyone on the call who had some of those contacts. I've been thinking in terms of the co-op and some of the other local businesses that are around. I'd like to find a way to maybe not necessarily have like regular meetings, but have some regular communication about like shared interests and shared goals and shared concerns. I mean, obviously, like what comes to mind first is the latter half of December, when a lot of businesses have reduced hours, very reasonable because the students are gone 3 weeks this year, but maybe also there's a way we can sort of cross support and cross promote the businesses that are here, that stay open. Most of them are small businesses, family owned businesses, or businesses like the co-op who, we're going to stay open sort of no matter what, even with some reduced hours, because we're providing a community service. And I just don't know if anybody else has any input about how we can start building that community back, so that when we want to address certain things, even things that where it's like, sort of the small business point of view, to go to the county or to the community services district, how we might best do that.
Yeah, I can answer part of the question, and then I'll ask Jay to chime in too, because he was actually involved in the last iteration. But at the very least, IVCSD. Oh, thank you, Supervisor Caps. We'll see you later in IV. Jay was involved in it. What we at least can bring to the table, at the very least, is we've got a lot of contact info for a lot of businesses built up, like names and numbers for managers and owners. But I'll give it to Jay to talk about the last experience with it.
Yeah, I figured you folks might be the best people to get that basic list from.
Yeah, so actually, I'm going through a tunnel for like 10 seconds.
Jay was the vice president.
Okay, I was the vice president. I was the vice president of the Isla Vista Downtown Business Association for quite a while. But it was a project that was largely run by Rodney, and who was the of course, most of you know him, but he was the general manager of the Isla Vista Recreation and Parks District for a long time, as well as Garrett from Isla Vista Screen Printing. My understanding. So and one thing that ended up happening is that over the years after Rodney really needed to take a step back from doing that, and I started getting heavily involved in the IVCSD as opposed to working on the business association. I've lost a lot of the connections that I've had with business owners because of turnover in various places. Like I knew the guy who owned Deli Mart rather well, but then the person who I didn't know as well from the bike shop bought it. Now I think it's changed hands again. There's a lot of, so I'm sadly, I'm not in a great position to directly help. However, to push it back to Jonathan, the person who has been, as far as I know, maybe not anymore, organizing the kind of replacement for that organization is the person who purchased the yellow building that used to be an Ethiopian restaurant. It's like a father and a son, and the father, whose name I always end up forgetting, has organized on WhatsApp a group connecting all of the local business owners, is my understanding, and they're routinely in contact. And Jonathan would know his name and might also have his number.
Is it Vin?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to talk to him anyway through WhatsApp. Okay. That's a great lead. Yes, Jay, you're totally right. There's been a lot. I mean, it's especially like pandemic specific. There's been a lot of turnover. And I'd like to find a way to get involved and help support and sort of get that going again. So I'll definitely check that out.
Anyone else on business association? Yeah, and consider us, we'd be happy to help with anything to set it up. I know our board at one point did want to do more business outreach. We had a business outreach committee, right? I think Spencer and Jay were on it.
Well, I mean, anything the CSU wants to do probably to help some of the local restaurants and stuff that are open around New Year's when it's just really isolated around here, I'm sure they would appreciate it. And I'm happy to help support any of that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, well, one thing I can say we're doing is we are having this Winter Wonderland event that is being marketed towards families and like families around the area too, like Santa Barbara and Goleta. So if there is any like flyers or promotions, we could have different things at that event just to promote, Isla Vista. So if anybody had that on hand, but if not, that's a good way to start thinking about it, is maybe us planning events during those times that bring in people
when the students are gone. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about as we roll into the new year. We're definitely at the Winter Wonderland event and moving forward, but that's a good one that's coming up for sure. Thank you.
Anything else anyone wants to bring up? Burning issues? All right, well, we can end early then. That was a quick one, but it felt like a lot happened, even though it was only 30 minutes. So we can be really productive and efficient at the same time. All right, well then our next meeting is January. Let me pull that up for you. The next meeting is January 12th. So we'll see you all in the new year. So happy holidays, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.